I'm a Formula Drift driver, 2013 Formula Drift champion. I also own a shop, build Porsche, Mercedes race cars, so a lot of road racing stuff, track day events and stuff like that. Well, you know what, we started running Formula Drift in 2009, and then in 2010 I built a BMW for Formula Drift that was turbocharged. And we were looking at different fuels, and ethanol was a fuel that really stood out. The cost per gallon was way less expensive than any race gas. So we tried that, and we were able to make more power and have the engine run longer and cooler with the ethanol than we were with the other race gas. We also, I mean, I was telling other guys on it to run that fuel in their cars, and they switched to it, and it, you know, they're coming over and say, hey man, we made 50, 75 more horsepower just by switching the fuel and retuning it. So it, I mean, it's really amazing what you can do with it in a race car. But then the performance advantage, I mean, it's racing, so we were able to get more power out of the same engine. So we didn't have to put more and more money into the engine to make more power. You know, you get to a certain point, you kind of hit a wall for dollars per horsepower, and this is definitely the biggest bump that you can get, is putting this fuel in the car and then optimizing the tune for it. You know, you're not going to pick up 75 horsepower for a few bucks a gallon. So I heard a lot of rumors when we started to run it, you know, oh, you got to do this in a special tank and a special fuel lines and injectors, but we didn't do any of that. We just put it in the car and ran it for years on the same injectors and the same fuel lines and pumps, and never had any issues with it. I mean, I learned a lot today, but seeing how it's made and seeing how efficient the plants have become, to where something goes in, it gets processed into a bunch of different things, gets reused, and there's so little waste, that was really impressive. I mean, it's not like there's just tons of stuff going out the back door going to a landfill. You couldn't find anything, you know, everything's being reused and, you know, has a purpose, so it's pretty amazing. I think a lot of the myths that are out there, you know, they don't really understand what is in gasoline to begin with. So I would probably ask them a question before giving them any answers. You know, why is ethanol bad? What makes gasoline better? And see what they come up with. And most of the time they're going to not know the answer to it. That probably will drive them to do a little research of their own. I think definitely going in the right direction, and we just have to get rid of the ethanol myths and just kind of pass on the truth to the consumer and let them make their own decision.